It is dry for us in Chicagoland. So again, just a few thin clouds out there. Today we are all about the thaw. Today and tomorrow the 40s. Then we're in the upper 30s for a few days before the 40s are back this weekend. So a long stretch of mild weather is ahead of us here in Chicago. Satellite and radar closer look does show again a few clouds out there, but we definitely have the blue sky too. 24 degrees at the lakefront right now, as well as at Midway and Chicago Heights, 25 in Gary, 25 at O'Hare and Aurora right now, 24 in Morris. These 20s turning over to the low 30s by lunchtime, and here's our highs for today, about 40 expected. From O'Hare to Aurora, upper 30s at the lakefront. Southwestern areas, you're going to be in the mid 40s. And then tonight, we stay in the 30s, stay above freezing, and continue to melt throughout Chicagoland. Now tomorrow, temperatures are back to the mid 40s, even for Chicago, upper 40s expected southwest. So here's your 7-day forecast. Comfortable conditions all week long and quiet weather. Two main headlines. Upper 30s, as mentioned, back Wednesday and Thursday. Sunshine will be 2. Then we end the week with a high of about 40 on Friday. This upcoming weekend, that's where the potential for wet weather is back. Highs, though, back to the low 40s again. Rain, snow mix possible Saturday and Sunday, but in the meantime, a long stretch of very dry and mild temperatures are ahead. We deserve this, Chicago. Back to you.
We certainly do deserve it. All right, now we've got to get to some developing stories this morning. Algonquin fire officials warning about a mysterious odor that's spreading across the area.
Saquon is there this morning to find out more details. Good morning, Say.
Hey, good morning to you guys. Well, as I've been saying all morning, I personally have not been able to smell anything since we've gotten here to the Algonquin area. I will say, though, there are firefighters who've been driving by kind of looking at us, asking us what we're doing here, and they actually said that they know about the issue, but they haven't heard anything since from those reports, which really happened all throughout the weekend. We've been asking people around the area, too, you know, if they've smelled anything, and we've heard all sorts of answers from, yes, I heard something that smelled kind of like gas yesterday, and then some people are just saying they haven't smelled anything like that at all. Now, I will say Algonquin fire officials did put out a statement on their Facebook page yesterday, and they say that they've received many 911 calls about chemical or burning electrical smells, and these reports have really come from all over, from central Illinois through Indiana and as far north as the Wisconsin border. Once again, the source of all of this still unknown, but they do say they're looking into it with regional partners and other agencies. Now, fire officials do say that if you are experiencing anything like troubled breathing, dizziness, nausea, irritation, you should definitely go see a doctor, and then also only call 911 if it's an absolute emergency. Once again, guys, haven't smelled anything here in the Algonquin area yet. I will say, though, as we were driving towards this area, away from the station in the downtown area, we smelled something that smelled like chlorine. So we will definitely be asking around and trying to track down where the smell is really coming from. Back to you guys.
Yeah, that's interesting. And then I wonder, like, I'm just looking at your hair and I'm wondering how the wind could factor into it in terms of how strong it could be for some folks.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess we'll have to see. We do have emails into the fire department right now, so we'll have to wait and see if they have any more updates throughout the day.
All right, we'll see where things go. Thank you, Sam. This morning, the Seattle Seahawks are waking up Super Bowl champions. They beat the Patriots 29-13. It was an interesting game, you know, like a defensive battle for a while. Like, okay, can we pick up something here? But they won the title for just the second time in franchise history. It was a bit of a deja vu for those of us who remember their first win 12 years ago.
Yes, the team's defense carried them to that title, and they once again did so on Sunday.
They just made a decision. They're going to play a certain way. They lived up to the dark side today. It's going to go down in the history books. We love our players. Look, they made it happen. They made it come to life, and we won the game.
Now, remember, their coach is only in his second year, so you know what we're saying, Ben Johnson, maybe in his second year, potentially.
We're Super Bowl bound.
Right, we'll see.
That's right, Anita.
The Seahawks' so-called dark side, they just pummeled Patriots quarterback Drake May last night, sacking him 6 times, forcing 3 turnovers. But the real star of the game was Super Bowl MVP running back Kenneth Walker III. He says he's been working hard ever since his football career almost ended back in 2018 when doctors discovered blood clots in both of his lungs.
I just thought, you know, football was over. You know, that's what I was doing all my life. So it was a shocking moment. But, you know, my dad worked with me throughout that whole process. And he was in the hospital with me as well, and my mom. So just going through that, it just made me grateful for each and every day to be able to go out there and strap up and play this game and just, you know, still be alive for real.
Wow.
Walker rushed for 135 yards and 27 carries and became the first running back to win the Super Bowl MVP in 28 years.
And we can't talk about the Super Bowl without talking about that halftime performance. Bad Bunny brought Puerto Rican culture to Levi's Stadium, performing several of his biggest hits. And one of my favorites, Lady Gaga, was there along with Ricky Martin. He looks so good. I saw that one of the top Googled things this morning was how old is Ricky Martin? And you can understand.
Fine wine.
Yeah.
Fine wine.
At the end of the performance, Bad Bunny shared a message of unity that we are all Americans.
God bless America. Sea Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, Perú, Ecuador, Brasil, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Panamá, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, México, Cuba, República Dominicana, Jamaica, Haití, las Antillas, United States, Canadá, a my motherland, mi patria, Puerto Rico. Seguimos aquí.
It was a big moment for Puerto Ricans across the country, including here in Chicago.
It's about being Latino. Like my buddy said, ahora todos quieren ser Latinos, pero le falta sazón. So I want Puerto Rico to be on top of the world.
So many smiles, so much great music. The imagery, I think, is what caught me, you know. Remember the part of the halftime show with the conductor, with the violinist that we're looking at here? That man actually has ties to the Chicago area. We always say everything kind of comes back around to the Chicago area. Juan Carlos Guerrero is the artistic director and principal conductor for the Grant Park Music Festival. So a little added pride for us around here. He is the first classical musician to be featured in a halftime show since Gustavo Dudamos's appearance with Yola in 2016.
A really, really great show, right?
It was.
And
So
even
much
the grass,
imagery.
those were actually people.
Yeah.
Like kind of learning some of the facts.
to shuffle
next
out
morning,
Shocked at just the photography of it.
Yes.
Because it was, and the set itself had to have been one of the most creative and beautiful I have ever seen.
I do
Very
agree.
colorful.
And it told a story. It
did.
weaved a story, you know, and I just thought, even if you didn't understand all of the lyrics, watch
see
the
the story,
Yeah.
Very cool, right? Well, as we had to break, we do want to remind you the Chicago Bears are holding their 37th annual coat drive.
The Bears, along with Jewel Osco, the Salvation Army, and Sherway Movers, are asking for your coat donations. This includes new coats and gently used. Just drop them off at participating Jewel Osco stores right now through February 16th. They've got bins out front, super easy. You can find more information online at chicagobears.com/coat drive. We'll be right back.
Some politicians.
All right, welcome back. Time now, 9:10. Live look at the Chicago Botanic Garden. We're going to be checking in with Mike Kaplan in just a little bit. He's hanging out with Orchids this morning. Well, on the south side, a building once tied to exclusion and trauma has been transformed into a place of welcome, community, and success. Stussy's Diner now stands at 31st and Halston in Bridgeport, not just as a restaurant, but as a symbol of what is possible when entrepreneurship meets determination. Joining us this morning are Yasmin and Dahlia, the co-owner of Stussy's Diner. Thank you both for being here this morning.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Hi guys, thank you so much.
I want to start with, your building carries a lot of history for your family. Take us back to what happened there back in the 1960s, and then the moment that you decided not to just reclaim it, but to transform this space.
Yeah, absolutely. So Eric, my godfather, was with his family, and they were actually right across the street. And his father and grandfather, who was a Chicago police officer who was off duty, were across the street, and they were actually attacked by a mob of people. And when he sought help from Stussy's, or from what is now Stussy's, they locked the doors on them. And as that attack continued, they just felt really helpless. Now it's about that transformation and reclaiming this space. Years later, my godfather has opened up a few really successful businesses. They drove by and saw that the place was available, and he saw it as an opportunity to transform the space and give it back to the community.
That is a beautiful story of transformation for sure. Stussy's hit $1 million in revenue in just year one. That's rare in any economy. What do you think that you guys got right, and what is it about this space that is making it work on the south side?
Well, I do think us just being our authentic selves and staying true to our mission is what helped us get this far. And honestly, it's a blessing, but the neighborhood has shown us so much love. It's even given us an opportunity to now franchise. So we're going to be bringing Stussy's to other cities, with different cities, but with the same heart.
Yeah, absolutely. And Stussy's, the name came from Eric's daughter, who inspired the space, and staying true to uplifting the women in his life who have poured into him and who he pours into has been super important. He's even found opportunities for me, who has watched him take on entrepreneurship, to start things like my own ventures, such as Cozies, where Stussy's will help me get started in that, and so it's really exciting.
And we're not just talking about just a diner here. It's also become a community gathering place. What does it mean for you guys to see families and neighbors, as well as kids, just filling this space every single day?
It's truly a fulfilling feeling, just seeing people gather here and come together, relax, hang out with their friends. It's amazing.
Yeah,
families.
Honestly, too, if you think about it, like, Stussy's is really a place for young adults and people alike to come and feel safe and to enjoy themselves, to be serviced by good people that look like them, and enjoy something empowering for the community.
And speaking of the community, in addition to the great food there, I've been there a couple of times myself, you guys also feed the unhoused. Why was it so important to build that into the business model to really uplift the Bridgeport community?
Yeah, well, it's important for us to pour back into those that are pouring into us. And like I said, the neighborhood has shown us so much love. So it was only right for us to do that.
And honestly, feeding the homeless has been a part of my godfather's mission from the beginning of his businesses and his business ventures. Even going back to Lighthouse, which started probably over 15 years ago now, he has always sought out to help those who needed it without a question.
All right, congrats on the success, hitting $1 million in revenue in year one. You know, a lot more to come. Make sure to check out Stussy's Diner right at 31st and Halsted as you check out Chicago Black Restaurant Week. Time is now 9:15 this Monday morning. We'll be right back on Good Day Chicago.
Just about 9:18, live look outside. Let's see what people are wearing. I see a scarf. I see those flags are waving. It's going to be a little bit gusty out there today, but the main headline is the warmer temperature. So yeah, I see a scarf, but also notice she's got a cropped jacket on. We're not wearing our long parkas today. Temperatures are going to be warming above freezing this week and staying there all the way through this upcoming weekend. So that's the #1 headline, how mild it will be. Highs in the 40s today for many of us. But let's take a look at our sky cover first, because satellite radar shows just a few clouds out there, calling it partly cloudy, especially from Chicago, points north, thin cloud cover, but definitely going to have that blue sky mixing in as well. Temperatures are going to be, as mentioned, above average, not only today, but through the end of the week, with minimal snow and rain chances. Not until this weekend do we have the potential for wet weather. 30s and 40s expected all week, with today and tomorrow being the warmest of the 5 before the 40s return again this upcoming weekend. Right now it is 25 degrees, the lakefront as well as in Gary, 24 at Midway, 24 in Chicago Heights, 26 in Joliet. Here's your futurecast. So by lunchtime, we're in the low 30s, and at our peak, we're in the upper 30s to about 40 degrees. I do see 44 at LaSalle and 43 at Morris by 4:15. 7 p.m. this evening, temperatures still very mild, mid to upper 30s from the lakefront to O'Hare. Tonight, we're staying in the 30s. And then tomorrow, temperatures back to the 40s, and we're tacking on a couple more degrees, with highs pushing to the low and mid-40s for many of us across Chicagoland. Southwestern areas, Kankakee County, Grundy, LaSalle, you could be around 50 tomorrow, with just a few clouds hanging through Wednesday. We're going to have slightly cooler temperatures dropping back down to the upper 30s, still above normal for this time of year, and that's going to be the case on Thursday as well. But Friday, we flirt with 40 yet again. And I mentioned how this weekend we're back to the low 40s, but that's when our next chance for rain does arrive, with a little bit of a rain-snow mix possible Saturday and Sunday. We have 3 photos to share with you from our Fox 32 weather app. First one from Roy Christopher, sunset over Maple Park. Look at this picture. Wow. Such a beautiful sight. I can't see what's below, obviously, but the sky is really the winning this spotlight in this photo. Thank you so much, Roy, for uploading your photo. And another one, sunset over Sandwich with Julie Lang. The sunset, bright pinks and oranges. It reminds me of summertime, just sitting outside. Good for you for getting out, Julie, and taking a picture like this. And clouds moving across LaSalle County by Kevin Christensen. Yeah, that's a different view there. I'd be like, all right, let's pack it in. Let's go inside and curl up with the blanket. Thank you for thinking of us. If you take a photo outside, maybe of all this snow melting and the mild temperatures, please upload it to our Fox 32 weather app. You might get a shout out live on air. Anita.
Okay, thank you, Caitlin. My Sherry and more uptight, everything's all right. I mean, we could go on and on and on with Stevie Wonder's most beloved songs. But these songs and more Motown hits were written by another trailblazer. And so it's an appropriate time to do a little deep dive into history. Author Margina Christian is exploring the life and legendary songwriter Sylvia Moy. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
And for doing this work.
Yes, yes, yes. I am incredibly pleased to share the story of Sylvia Moy. I consider her to be one of Hitsville's hidden treasures. Yeah. And she made history as a songwriter and a producer in the 60s, during a time when there were very few women producers and even fewer women of color. Yeah. And she was at Motown during its heyday, when it was known as the sound of young America and Hitsville, USA. And she was right there holding her own in as a female producer, the only one. And she worked simultaneously, consistently, and consecutively alongside the men. And they were quite competitive during that time.
Oh, yes.
So she, but one thing that she did that really stood out was that she was instrumental in helping to save a young Stevie Wonder's early career. And he got his start actually in Chicago's Regal Theater. He did Fingertips Part 2.
You know, and I was sitting here wondering, I'm like, we've got to row back around to Chicago, because I know, the minute I stepped foot in Detroit, I was like, I got to go over and see where Motown got its start, Hitsville, USA, right there, and you get to learn about everyone. They have some sound booths in there and some stories on the wall of everyone, but yeah, it all It always loops back around to Chicago.
Always loops back to Chicago in some way, because Stevie was 12 years old when he did Fingertips Part 2. The call and response, everybody say yeah, and that was a hit. And then the next year, the album came out. But then after that, it was crickets. So there was a 3-year lull where he was having a difficult time. It's called the music business for a reason. And although he was a kid, once again, it's business. There was a contemplation of considering letting him go.
And can you even imagine all the music we would not have had?
Just the thought, just the thought. But providentially, this woman stepped in, Sylvia Moy. Berry Gordy tried everything, but he just didn't know what to do. But she did. She said, give me a chance. Don't let him go. I see that there's something there.
Saw the potential.
She saw the potential, and she said, if I can get a hit on him and produce it, will you consider keeping him? And of course, that song was Uptight, and it was a hit. However, she became a producer, but she never got the credit. So you never see her name on any Motown songs as a producer.
And I think that's one of those things about, I've become like fascinated with learning so much about the music industry and like the backstories on things. Because that has happened so often in the music business.
It happens so often. Just recently with the Grammy Awards, Lady Gaga, after her win for Mayhem, she talked about the plight of female producers and to hang in there. This woman this was during the early 60s, so there were very few women, and so she was pretty much hidden. She put in the work but could not get the credit. So you won't see her name as a producer, so how does she make history as a producer?
And that's how you make your money.
That is how you make your money. And that's all this woman was ever trying to say. She wanted her voice to be heard, that I'm here and I'm putting in the work and I'm doing it, but no one knows. And so this book entailed a bit of investigative journalism on my part, scholarly research as well from my background, lots of interviews. And so I was just very pleased to meet Sylvia Moy.
Well, thank you for doing the work. Show it to us one more time. Tell us where we can get the book.
The book is going to be available everywhere nationwide where books are sold.
And you have a book signing coming up.
I have a book signing coming up at the Book Joint.
Okay, I love the Book Joint. Yes. They're always doing great things in the community. Thank you for what you've brought to the community, bringing this hidden history to the forefront.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, 9:25, everybody, and I believe Mike Kaplan is somewhere where the flowers continue to grow even when the cold gets going outside.
You're right about that, Anita. It is about, I'd say 75 degrees in here at the Orchid show, where we are feeling groovy, baby, at the greenhouse. I don't think there's vacancy at that motel, but there's plenty of room at the Orchid show. We're going to give you a preview when we come back.
right, 9:28, gotta talk about the Super Bowl ads. There were so many, and it would not be the biggest event of the year without them.
Of course, every year, right? Well, Dennis Ryan, who has personally created more than a dozen Super Bowl ads, is back with us this morning.
You are such a fantastic guest, delightful. So before we take a look at your top 5 list, there's usually a theme to all of these commercials. So what stood out to you about this particular class of commercials?
Well, there was a lot of potty humor.
Okay.
To be perfectly blunt, we had singing potties, we had hairballs, we had all kinds of, we had butts moving. There was a lot of that.
The
and it was
tight
kinda
end
fun.
commercial.
The tight ends, which I thought was kind of genius, but yeah. So, no, I think overall, again, there wasn't a huge standout one, but just generally speaking, they're going to be selling a lot of movie tickets, and they're going to sell a lot of those Oakley sunglasses, and they're just effective ads, and they're doing their job.
Well, let's take a look at some of them.
Sure.
All right, we're starting with number 5.
Number 5.
All right, listen up. Today we face our toughest opponent. They may be bigger, stronger, faster, but I'll never surrender. Who am I? I am a champion.
I'm unbreakable, unstoppable, unbelievable.
Weakness will not be in my heart. Defeat will not be in my creed. Who am I? I'm a champion! I'm a monster, a beast.
No one will defy me or deny me.
Who am I? I'm a champion.
Okay, so that was the NFL's own ad. It was one of my top 2 because
amazing.
you just understand that when you're mentoring kids, like speaking those positive affirmations to them, they understand that and they embody that, and that was a perfect example.
Absolutely, and that child actor does such a great job. You go on the journey with them, you see them believe, which is what you want for every kid. And you know, the NFL has made tremendous ads over the last couple of years, and this one just speaks to the power of coaching.
That hits it home.
Really nailed it. Really nailed it.
Let's take a look at number 4.
Again, if you rely on sight, you're already blind. Nice.
Do it for the Ultras, Greg!
It's time.
Ultras on Greg again.
Find your inner Greg.
My tab.
Actually, it's been taken care of.
You did it, Greg.
Now, when they come out with something like this, is the timing of the Winter Olympics, is that on purpose here?
Absolutely, Brian. What that is, NBC is actually selling packages between the Super Bowl and the Winter Olympics, and so you're going to see this one across for a while and things. But I just think Kurt Russell, you know, he kind of channels his Herb Brooks character in Miracle, and again, it's just a lot of fun. Just a delightful ad.
Okay, let's check out number 3.
Rich people live longer. All that money doesn't just buy more stuff, it buys more time. The wealth gap is a health gap. The rich have health care that comes to them. Custom formulated peptides, specialists on call, and preventative care before they need it. They get the best of everything. So why don't you? Now you can through Hims and Hers.
All right.
You know, it's not funny. There are no celebrities, but it's a really kind of a powerful idea that there's a health gap and it's based on wealth. And I think, you know, for a company that's selling cancer screening and things, and frankly weight loss, we all know it. It's a provocative thought, and you paid attention. So I thought that was a smart ad.
Yeah, I thought it was super smart as well. And you really do. We have a lot of conversations about the health gap, especially in Chicago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it stood out. All right, number 2.
I was born in this deli. My best friend was that baloney. That is until I met you. Ham, touching cheese, touching you. Sweet sandwich time. Hellman's makes it taste so good.
So good.
That was so
Where's
good.
Caroline and all of it? But we remembered it.
It's so good. It's so silly. It's so happy.
Yeah.
You know, mayonnaise. How you gonna make mayonnaise interesting?
That's
and yeah,
true.
you got the world singing along with you.
Neil Diamond instead of Neil.
Exactly. Neil's a guilty pleasure of mine. This is a far guiltier pleasure. I just thought it was a
This
hell
one
of
was
fun.
very well done. Right?
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at number one.
You crying? Sun's in my eyes.
Dennis, you know, I had tears in my eyes on Friday when you previewed this one.
It's really funny. It's just, it's every cliche in the book. It's America writ large. You got Clydesdales, you got Eagles, you got little baby Eagles and big successful Eagles. I mean, it's, you know, and the brewery's owned by Belgians now. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Budweiser's American beer.
That's
and
right.
You know, and I just think that's probably a crowd pleaser. You know, USA Today's ad beater probably came out about a half hour ago. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm very interested in knowing if that made it, because it just feels like it ticks all the boxes.
Totally.
I thought they made it that much better by coming out to the live shot of the actual Clydesdale with an eagle on the back.
That was exactly it. You know, the Pegasus shot is kind of a grabber, but when the eagle actually soars off its back, I haven't read how they did it or whatever, but it felt really natural. It was good. Really.
Budweiser never misses when it comes to these.
You know, here's the thing: if you have a 2,000-pound draft horse animal, and you put that in anything, people are going to pay attention. It's the only celebrity I've ever been around in a commercial set where when people see them, they talk quieter because they're very respectful. They're just powerful, wonderful spokesmen.
I like the Dunkin' commercial, too.
Yeah, that was, you know what, actually, I like the teasers better because I just think Ben Affleck just goes crazy for the Dunkin' stuff. But, yeah, no, I mean, seeing Jason Alexander and you know, Jennifer Aniston, that was so funny.
Yeah, and all the folks from, just like
Friends
all of your different 90s.
Yes.
Bringing them all
right.
back.
You saw celebrities for days last night, so it was a lot of fun.
Well, we have enjoyed being with you so much, Dennis. Please come back next year.
Happy
Thank you
to.
again for
Great
your
fun.
breakdown there. We'll be right back.
All right, everybody. Oh, this feels so lame for where we're going. We needed some music off the top here. It's a beautiful day outside, though. The sun is giving us a little bit of its glory, and the temperatures are on the rise, too. So let's celebrate, shall we? It's a conference that will get your heart racing, your feet moving. You know, the Chicago International Salsa Congress stuffs off this week, and so we had to get in the spirit around here. Maybe I'm not in the right stance. Okay, all right. We have all the details now from Rosita and Saladin Alamein. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, and thank you all. We will see more of you all in just a moment, but let me speak to you all about the big event. What can people expect?
Well, they can expect 4 nights and 3 days of nonstop excitement. We have dance workshops, we have social dancing, we have live music concerts, we have an emerging artist showcase for the matinee show, and an outstanding professional dance showcase at 8 o'clock every evening. And you can social dance in 3 ballrooms to different types of Latin music until 4 a.m.
Till 4 a.m.? Oh, my goodness. Maybe my feet should have been warming up last week for this. Okay, you have a big year for the Congress, celebrating 25 years of the event. Tell me a little bit about that milestone.
Oh my goodness, we never could have imagined when we started this. In fact, after the first one, I was going home exhausted, and a lady stopped me and she said, "Where can I get my ticket for next year?" And I looked at my husband and I said, "We're going to do this again?" And 25 years later, here we are.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
So many stories.
Yeah.
It's been wonderful.
Now, one new story. You all were connected with the Super Bowl, right?
Well, we had dancers that have been at the Congress that was, yes, in the background, in the dancers. Andy Cruz, who is a homeboy, Chicago, and our dear, dear friends from Puerto Rico, Tito and Tamara, were on camera full face. Our hearts were full. That was such a wonderful, wonderful experience.
So what you're saying is you never know where the dancers we see here may end up.
You don't.
That's right. You never know.
Chicago's talent has exploded. And we attract dancers from Cali, Colombia, from all over. I mean, it is a wonderful international, intercultural, multi-generational event. Dancers as young as 6.
Oh, wow. Okay, so before we get to them, I'm not going to hold them up in their stance too much longer, but do we need to get tickets for this? What do we need to do to join in?
You just go. It's open to the public. Just go to chicagosalsacongress.com. And on the loading page, you'll see the ticket link.
Okay,
we hope to see you there.
Let's step to the beat to the side. Let them take it away.
All right.
A cantarle a mi borinquen
9:46. We're kind of all over the place. We went from salsa, now we're grooving into the 70s at the Chicago Botanic Garden.
They are preparing to turn back the clock for their big orchid show.
And we sent the flower man himself, groovy Mike Kaplan, out there to check it out. Hey, Mike.
Oh, behave, baby. Yeah, we are here at the Chicago Botanic Garden, and I apologize for not dressing the part here, but fortunately, Jody Zambolo, who's with the garden, she is rocking the full 60s vibe today. And look at this Volkswagen behind us here. Does this scream groovy or what, Jody?
Yeah, it does. It's an actual 70s vintage Volkswagen too.
Okay.
So yeah, that we found for sale, and we purchased it. It was great. I think we did paint it bright yellow to fit the vibe, and with all these great orchids coming out of it. And we are cruising down Route 66 to go surfing.
Oh, it is a perfect year for Route 66 too. You were telling us earlier, like 10,000 different blooms. How many varieties of orchids have you got going on here, Jody?
Oh gosh, there are so many different varieties. I probably don't know the exact number, but many, many different varieties.
Got to be at least a couple dozen, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
We buy most of them in to decorate, things like this. But then we also have some from our own orchidarium that are rare species that we grow here that you wouldn't, find in a normal like Trader Joe's or Home Depot.
Yeah, Home Depot's not going to.
No.
Well, let's touch on this, Jody, because I know a lot of folks at home that are going to come here to the CBG. They're going to see these beautiful orchids, and maybe they bought them in the past. They look good for a few weeks, and then.
Yeah.
What about, are you going to offer an opportunity for people to maybe learn care of orchids here during the Orchid Show through March 22?
Yes, absolutely. So we have volunteers on site every day from our Plant Information Center who are experts at the orchids. And so you can ask them any questions and they'll tell you all about how to care for them, maybe where to place them in your home for the best light and the best growth opportunities. Also on weekends, we have an orchid marketplace where they're going to sell orchids and also be able to tell you those answers about all the questions that you have. On March 14th and 15th, the Orchid Society will be here with a show and sale. Again, great experts on what kind to buy for your home and how to care for them. And then the best thing is the Thursday after the show closes, so I believe it's the 26th.
Okay.
A lot of these orchids that you see here will be for sale at a great price.
Oh boy, see, we've had orchids many times in our home. They're beautiful. Sometimes they rebloom, sometimes they don't. I'm always a little bit, do I need to add a little more humidity in here? What's the key to making them grow? For folks who are coming here, again, stress, you got something here both daytime and nighttime for people to enjoy.
Yes, so during the nighttime, we have what's called Orchids After Hours. And so those are select Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays. And you can see the orchids at night in great light. We have food and beverage available for sale. We encourage people to dress up.
As you have so well.
Yes, exactly. And 2 of those nights will be silent disco nights. So we're really embracing the whole theme and getting really excited about it. Great music to dance to.
A lot of work went into setting this up. You don't make 10,000 plus plants happen without an awful lot of labor here. Your crew is hardworking. You got to give them a shout out, don't you?
Oh my gosh, the crew is absolutely phenomenal. There's a great planning team that's been planning this for over a year, this whole theme, coming up with all the design and everything like that. And then you just cross-departmentally, everybody comes together. They've been putting this together for over a month, and the team is just phenomenal. Absolutely great.
You've got like melted record albums that become shelves. You've got like tributes to I Dream of Jeannie, Gilligan's Island, the Brady Bunch in there. It's an experience that I think is going to take you right to the 60s. So, kudos to everybody. This was your brainchild, though, wasn't it?
I cannot take credit for this at all. No, the team is great, and a huge shout out to them because they worked so hard.
All right, give us the hours again here for the Orchid Show, and it runs through March 22nd. second.
Yes, so every day 10 to 4. Go online to pre-purchase your ticket because they are timed, so it makes it a great experience for everybody. And then Orchids After Hours on select Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays.
And you get a discount if you're a member. I think it's like $12, if I'm not mistaken, for adults. So it pays to be a member here. I'm proud to say that. But just check out all of these beautiful flowers that are here. Jody, you and your team have done a fantastic job. As I mentioned earlier, I think I've gone to almost every Orchid show. It's many, what, like 15 years or something?
This is our 12th.
12th year, okay. I extended by a little bit, but I think this is my favorite by far. It's so cool. Come on out to the Chicago Botanic Garden where you can feel groovy, baby. Peace out. We'll be back right after this.
What's your case?
Did you arrange the Munchkins in the Fibonacci sequence? I got a genius working for me.
Who's such a genius, then why'd he put ice in his coffee, huh?
Come on, Chucky. I'm just Will Hunting. I'm not a genius.
I will marry the first man that can help me with the Fibonacci sequence.
How you doing?
Smoothly.
Don't you have a girlfriend? We're on a break. I don't need her. I still get everything I need right here at Dunkin'.
Hey, kid.
If you're still...
This was the commercial I was mentioning. This is my my honorable mention for the commercials. Yeah, you heard of Goodwill Hunting, of course. This was Goodwill Dunkin'. It was Nostalgia Fest here. A lot of 90s, 2000 stars. Friends, Seinfeld, Cheers, A Different World. Whitley was right at the center of it all, as usual, you know. Just to name a few, Family Matters, you know.
Like it was TGIF.
Yeah,
What is with
yeah.
the
Fresh
faces,
Prince.
though? Were they like AI de-aged or something? Or,
no, maybe because of the wigs and
CGI.
things. CGI.
Okay.
Yeah. They did a great
threw
job
me off.
with it. It was
good. That was a good
memorable.
one. Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's set it up. Studio 32, where Chicago Now is getting ready to start the day after the Super Bowl. What you guys got cooking?
We want the de-aging CGI.
Amen.
Let's go.
19-year-old, the 19-year-old Caitlin and
How about
Anthony.
like 6? That'd
Six?
be really funny. I've seen those on social
Yeah, the little
media.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The voice.
Caitlin, we have a jam-packed show for this Monday.
Yeah.
We're going to go over a bunch of the Super Bowl ads first off.
Well,
That'll
yeah,
be really
of
fun
course.
with an ad exec.
Yes.
And then, okay, so there's this thing called like hot take dating. Okay, it's a trend where it's, the idea on this hot take dating is you voice strong opinions like right out of the gate.
Let's just see if we're compatible or we're not compatible.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. Get it out of the way early. However, there's one topic people are struggling with,
You're
not
a little
politics.
bit embarrassed about it.
Yeah.
So we're not going
Finances.
to tell you. Don't.
What?
That was our tease.
That was our tease. I wrecked our how to approach the topic of finances.
We didn't talk before we
We're going to help you navigate that
Yeah,
tricky
we are.
territory. All that and more coming up on Chicago Now. Stay with us.
Stream